We're now looking at situations, just a few of them, where x is on the bottom, i.e. something is being divided by x in some way. It's actually not very difficult, but it tends to throw people off. In this situation, my advice would be, look at it and think what's happening, and then you don't have to do anything apart from work out the number. If you read it out and say this is 14 divided by something is 7, you ought to be able to work out that x is 2, because 14 divided by 2 is 7. So in situations like this, where it looks a bit weird, don't panic, just pause, read it out to yourself, either in your head or out loud, and you can work out that x is 2. In this example, what we've got is probably one of the most common mistakes that is made when we're dealing with more awkward linear equations. Here we've got x on the bottom. Now, to get rid of the x on the bottom, what we do is we multiply everything by x. So I write multiply by x. The problem is, what a lot of people do is write this. So they take that, they take this expression here, which they multiply by x, it becomes 9. Then here they write take away 7. They multiply by this by x over here. And that is wrong. It is wrong because you haven't multiplied this by x. So I have to get rid of that. What you have to do is multiply everything by x. So this expression here becomes 9, this becomes take away x, and this becomes x. So it's 7 multiplied by x and 1 multiplied by x. Now, what I've got is something that I should be able to solve fairly straightforward. I still can't use the flowchart because I've got x in two places, so I'm going to add 7x to both sides. And altogether I've got 9 equals 8x. So, without showing you anything more complicated, the answer will be x. I'm going to divide by 8, so 9 divided by 8, which is going to be 1 and 1/8. Right, it's a very similar question to the last one. I'm not going to show you the mistake, I'm just going to explain how to do it. So I'm going to multiply everything by x because I've got x on the bottom here. So this will be negative 2x equals x plus 3. That's only 3 because when you do 3 divided by x multiplied by x, the x's cancel and you get 3. Right, can't use the flowchart, got to do something about it. Well, here I'm going to choose to add 2x to both sides. So this becomes 0, this becomes 3x plus 3. So overall it becomes fairly straightforward, but in case you can't work it out, I will show you the flowchart because it does involve a negative number. So x multiplied by 3, add 3 is 0, so 0 take away 3 is negative 3, divided by 3 is negative 1. Again, I don't recommend you do this if you know what's going on. It's a waste of time. But in this situation, you've got to be very careful because it's negative 1. So don't be afraid to do the flowchart if you need to. Right, this situation is really no more difficult than the others you've seen, but it does tend to freak people out a bit because they think it is. They think it's difficult. In reality, deal with both sides separately. So here, I've got divided by x take away 1, so I'm going to multiply by x take away 1. And that will cancel it out. Obviously I have to do that to this side too. So here I've got 5 left after I multiply it by that. And here I've got 10 multiplied by x take away 1 divided by x. Now I'm going to eliminate this. So I'm going to multiply both sides by x. So this becomes 5x. And this cancels, so I just end up with this. 10 open brackets x take away 1. I can't use the flowchart still because I've got x in two places, so I have to expand the brackets. That's 10x take away 10, and then I can simplify it somehow, balance it out by saying, well, I'm going to take away 5x from both sides. That makes 0 on this side, and 5x take away 10 on this side, and 5 times what take away 10 is 0. I'm just going to say x equals 2.